Shalom, family trendsetter. This is another edition of In the Man Cave. In this particular video, I'm going to be showing you a short clip of a Neanderthal troglodyte cave demon pretty much exhibiting her true behavior, okay? I should say, exhibiting their natural state, all right? This is how they are naturally, but a lot of time when they're around us, they suppress it because, trying to be politically correct, but because of their nature, they cannot hold it in. You know what I'm saying? Donald Trump, as she mentioned in this video, have allowed them to exhibit themselves. This is one of the reasons why he's still in office. He hasn't been impeached yet. Now, I want y'all to pay attention to what she's saying, how she exhibited herself. When you see some of the stuff that she's doing, open up her legs and pretty much, just watch it. This shit is so nasty. Even a normal so-called white person, right? Because y'all are not white. Y'all a different shade of pink, as you'll see in this video. Different shade of pink, different shade of red. Okay, even a normal, sensible, racist white individual will see this particular video and be disgusted. Because see, just like how a lot of y'all stereotype black people, when you see these thugs walking around with their pants hanging down, you say, well, they represent the black community, or they represent so-called black people. It's the same way when you see these troglodyte, these Neanderthal cave beasts exhibiting this behavior. It's the same way how we look at them. We look at them as them representing the white so-called white race. So it's no different. So if y'all want to stereotype us, we can stereotype y'all. Y'all are white supremacists, because if you have one or maybe a couple of them exhibiting that behavior, we just gonna generalize all of y'all are being white supremacists, pretty much just, holding back. A lot of how y'all really feel towards it. And in many cases, y'all can't even hold it back because, Donald Trump pretty much gave y'all the green light to exhibit y'all behavior. But y'all don't understand. Y'all being set up. Y'all are really being set up, because every time y'all exhibit that behavior, y'all either wind up losing y'all job or y'all put on blast. So I don't understand why y'all even come out in public doing that shit. But I think to a degree, I should understand. I don't understand, but I should understand, because that's just who y'all are. Y'all are like fire. You know what I'm saying? If you touch the fire, you're going to get burned. So when you see a so-called, not all so-called white people, because I'm going to just say this real quick in closing, right? I was watching a video where you had a black girl with a hat on, right? I don't know who she is. I guess she's some kind of YouTube star or whatever. But anyway, she took a DNA. And the way how she act in this video, she acts straight up like a Caucasian. She acts just like a blonde, a dingy blonde, for real. Right? That's a stereotype they give blonde people. And not all blonde people to me are dingy, but for the majority of them, they are dizzy and dingy and shit. So the way how she acted in this video, she acts just like a white person. She had the spirit of a so-called white person, a Caucasian. So when she read the result, it showed that she was actually a lot more percentage. I don't know the exact percentage, but she had a lot of percentage of so-called Caucasian. And she was a little bit upset because she realized that she wasn't really fucking black. She had the skin color of a so-called black individual, but her spirit, her countenance was of a Caucasian. So I'm saying this to say, family, a lot of time we look at so-called black people wearing a beard and wearing fringes and talk about their Hebrew Israelite. That doesn't mean necessarily that you're a Hebrew Israelite. You know what I'm saying? Or you from the tribe of Yehuda, because at the end of the day, it's just an outer thing. To be a so-called Hebrew Israelite, it's a spiritual thing. You have to be able to follow law, statutes, and commandments and the dietary law, and not just being forced, forced and not being forced upon. You have to literally naturally want to be that way. It's the same way if you have a Caucasian complexion, let's say a so-called white complexion. I've seen Caucasian literally following the law, statutes, and commandments, the women covering their hair, and you have the man, following the dietary law. I've seen that, not too many of them, but I have seen it. So you cannot really generalize all so-called all white people as being non-Hebrew. However, I know primarily the black race are of, from Hebrew descent. Not all, because you have Hamitic people. You have so-called black people that's considered Hamitic or Hamites. All right. You also have so-called black people that's considered from the lineage of Esau. So don't think for a moment that all so-called black people are descendant of the transatlantic slave trade. Therefore, they are all so-called Hebrew Israelite. Even I myself, but I actually consider myself a Hebrew Israelite because my spirit bear witness to this. I have this yearning desire to follow law, statutes, and commandment and the dietary law. And you know what I'm saying, I pray without ceasing, so to speak. All right, so I know definitely I've traced my father lineage to the 4th, 5th generation, and we all are descendant of the transatlantic slave trade. Only on my mother's side I would consider her to be of Edom. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think all white people are exclusively Edom. I think that Esau, the Arabians, they are the original Esau, because Esau mixed the seed with Ishmael, you know what I'm saying, and as well as Kittim, Idumea. So the white people, a lot of these camps are teaching that all white people are so-called Edom. I don't believe that. I believe probably a percentage of them are from Edom, you know what I'm saying, but I don't think all so-called white people. I personally believe all white people, not all white people, the ones that's not from Yasharal, which is very, very minute. The rest of them are heathens, Gentile heathens. That's what they are. Fallen angels. You know what I'm saying? That's the seed of the Nephilims. That's what I believe they are. And this is one of the reasons why you see today they are ruling, because the Bible said the earth is going to be handed over to the hands of the wicked, who cover the face of judges they are. And also it says also that Satan is the god of this world. Now a lot of people believe Satan, right, is a spirit that have this free will where he could do what he wants. I personally believe Satan is a spirit, and he's under control of the Most High. The Most High uses him, because I personally believe, once again, that he is the prosecutor in heaven. He's the one that actually judges us. He's the one that go before the Most High to try to condemn us. But as far as him just going out there being this rogue agent that could do what he want to do, that's not how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, and the Bible says, I think it's in Isaiah, he said he went to and fro, up and down the earth, and he was in the midst of the Most High. The Most High uses him to pretty much, I guess you would say, to check up on us and then to report back to the Most High. And he's like the prosecutor. Now, Lucifer, on the other hand, he's the one, that spirit of Lucifer, not even Lucifer, that spirit of Lucifer, because Lucifer was referred to as the king, the Babylonian king. I think I can't pronounce his name, right? But that's who, when it's mentioned how thou cut down that did the weakest the nation, right? It was referring to a man, a king, as a Kenever. I think that's his name. All right, a lot of y'all know who I'm talking about. But I want y'all to understand, these devils, they're on a rampage because they're at the end of their game. They're losing their life. A lot of them are pretty much committing suicide. Their lifespan is being shortened, and they're out of control. They cannot contain themselves. And this is one of the reasons why we have to be on guard, because when the stock market crashes, right, a lot of us are going to be amongst these devils, and they're just going to take out their frustration out on us. But now, let me not keep this video continue going. I want to show y'all this clip of this Neanderthal troglodyte in her natural state. With that, I say shalom.
Don't like niggas, President Trump, ooh, Obama, fuck you, motherfucking nigga.
Mickey, T. Quiet.
Say it again.
Nigger.
You're about to go to jail, you know.
I hope I do.
Good. You came to the wrong island with that bullshit. With your crackhead ass.
45 minutes.
You look like a crackhead. You look like a crackhead. Just one ugly crackhead who's about to go to jail.
I've been waiting for the last 2 hours. They're like, hey, look all this thing. Oh, over the dumb fuck.
Shut up.
Over the nigger.
Shut up.
I'm over the guys at 10. You gotta go up for a morning. Hey, work for you.
Okay. Stop. They did not steal anything.
They did.
No, they did not.
Really?
You gotta spit off that. You gotta
are
sit
you
down.
doing Facebook recording it?
You have to sit down.
Are you recording it? You motherfucking
sit
nigger.
down.
You
Mickey, will you
nigger.